You know, after going in here and looking a little deeper, I decided to go ahead and swap out the shocks. I have a new set of shocks to go on this car. They unbolt from here, which is kind of directly behind where that new backing plate would be. I thought, well, that's pretty easy to change them now, easier than it will be later. The top bolt's always a little hard to get out because these things don't tend to want to unscrew very easily. Sometimes you can put an air wrench on and spin them off. I might try that. Otherwise, I might wind up cutting it. But this bolt down here is already loose. I'll try an air wrench on that one, and we'll see what that gets us. Well, it didn't spin off, and I tried to turn it in, and holding the top of the shock, there's a little flattened area on top that sometimes you can hold it and get that to come loose. That didn't work either, so I'm just going to cut it off. I can get to it pretty well with the grinder here, so I'm going to give it the treatment. Now let's see how close we are to over there. Well, that old one wasn't in too bad a shape, actually, or at least it doesn't look like it. Of course, it also looks like it might have been repainted or something, so I don't know. Pretty easy to put a new one on there. Makes it all good and beautiful, just saying. Now up here on top, all we're going to do is this washer has a section that's, oh, it's a little bit elongated. You see that? Oh, there's a hole in the top of the tower here, so that elongated hole goes down. So that goes into that. This washer, especially made for shock absorbers, goes on top of that. This goes on top of that. And then you just spin that down and tighten it appropriately, and you're good to go. It doesn't require an enormous amount of tightening. And that is 9/16. I think I got one right here. I'm using a brake wrench for that. I will snug it up. That could go quicker if I used the socket. As I'm doing this, I'm flattening out that big rubber washer. There's a big rubber washer underneath on that tower also. Basically what I'm doing is just kind of flattening the two washers a little bit together so that they kind of, the shock won't be bouncing up and down. On top of them, using this little short wrench, I can't get a whole lot of pressure on there, and I don't really need a whole lot of pressure on there, just enough to make it nice and snuggly. So that shock is done, and I might progress over to the other side and do it also.